Public, Facebook Public. How you been? How you been? Hey, this is Andrew coming back at you. I haven't been around for a while, but I always come with something so that you know I'm still here. Well, tonight I was just thinking about what I could share. And have you ever heard the old saying? And it's an old saying. It's a real old saying. The early bird catches the worm. The early bird catches the worm. Well, the other side of that is the fish get hooked for the same thing the early bird get accredited for. The fish get hooked for the same thing the early bird get accredited for. And so we think about how we manage our time because the metaphor itself puts emphasis on if you get up early, then you maximize your potential by being out before the world awakes. But anyway, everybody's different. So that might not be, or what might be good for one might not be good for another. The early bird gets the worm, the fish get hooked for the same thing the early bird get accredited for. We read books, I've read books, individuals share information about time management and what they've done to become this or get that, and could very well be true. I've had some very, very, very powerful mentors that have changed my thought process from where it was a few years ago, even now. A few years ago, a lot of things have changed, and I'm very grateful for it. And like I've always, you've also heard the saying banker's hours. Individuals go to work late and come home early, banker's hours. But, I wasn't that fortunate. I go to work early and come home late, and sometimes real early and sometimes real late. And I've done it for a really long time. But that's all right because we can't manage time. We manage our activities within a 24-hour period. Therefore, when you think about what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, it's not a point of, well, I can manage 24 hours because you can't. But managing your activity within that 24 hours is very important. So the fish get caught for the same thing the early bird get accredited for. But the thing is, somebody is benefiting from what's unfolding. Somebody is benefiting. The bird is benefiting because he gets the worm, unless the worm wasn't there. The fish get hooked by the fisherman, but if the fish did not happen to come along to take the bait, or the fisherman was a few minutes from getting to his spot or wherever he was fishing at, it wouldn't unfold. So the biggest lesson learned is everybody has their own way of doing things. Everybody is unique within themselves. A lot of information can be helpful. A lot of information don't necessarily have to be helpful. But we mirror society so much that we pick up things that we don't even think about sometimes. But we have to accept ourselves. We have to have that self acceptance about what we do and why we do it. And we also have to have that you got to do attitude. Sometimes things might not work out the way you want them to work out. Sometimes the challenges are there. I've been through a lot of challenges as an entrepreneur. But when I made the decision to move forward on a platform, I made that decision through a thought of discipline. I'm going to be disciplined to do this. Because if I'm not disciplined to do what I say I'm going to do, then I lose my power as confidence in myself. If I say I'm going to do something and don't do it, I lose self-power. And I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do it because I trust my thoughts as, hey, I'm a believer in accomplishing. I trust my thoughts in individuals that, and you know, everybody in your circle is not in your corner, but the individuals that I trust my belief with are individuals that I can take to the bank with me to see what I deposit. And they are generally depositing something in me that's going to help me grow. And it's not a contest. It's not my what I do against what you do. It's what I do against what I think and what I do. Because everybody goes and dreams and the desires are different. So, you know, if I could leave you with one thing tonight without rambling and stuff like that, is yes, the early bird catch the worm. The fish get hooked for the same thing the early bird get accredited for. But what's most important is something is accomplished by someone of something that they want. And we are that someone. We have to be the disciplinary individual of our own activity. We have to discipline ourselves to act according to how we think, what we do, and how that thought process unfolds. So I just wanted to drop by and just share a little information tonight. You know, I hadn't been around for a while. And so, you know, I'm always going to stop by sooner or later. You ain't going to see me all the time because yeah, I know now some people, you know, they're wiggling in the seat already. Oh, there he go again. Let me scroll and find something else. But before you go, just know one thing. The early bird might catch the worm. The fish might get hooked for the same thing the early bird get accredited for. But only you know whether you're going to be the bird or whether you're going to be the fish. Until the next time.